Hello guys, Solitaire Gamer here, and today I'll be reviewing the first season of Ikkitousen. This is a classic ecchi anime series that many people know about. I was hesitant about watching this anime series because I thought the ecchi scenes would just be girls' clothes ripping apart during fights, and that's as far as ecchi scenes would go. I was right about that actually, but surprisingly the fights and plot was enjoyable to watch. In this anime, there is a war between 7 different high schools, as they each seek to have control over one another. Among these students, there are a few students that hold sacred beads that contain the souls of the warriors that fought during the Romance of the Three Kingdoms eras. With these sacred beads, not only do these students gain the abilities of the warriors, but also share the same fate as them as well. The main female character, Hakufu, transfers into Nanyo Academy and immediately challenges the strongest students there. She loves fighting and seeks to fight the strongest fighters from all different high schools in the Kanto region of Japan. She has an uncontrollable power inside of her that other people call Dragon. There are fighters that seek to kill her before she learns to control her hidden power. From how people were talking about this anime series, I was expecting to see a trashy anime series, but it actually turned out to be an anime like Tenjo Tenge, but with fan service. The appeal of this anime is the martial arts, obviously. It was entertaining seeing the fighters each use a different fighting style while fighting. It was much more entertaining to see that kind of fight than generic sword fights or fights where characters use energy blasts or elemental attacks. It was cool seeing characters each use powerful moves that are hard to counter, like Hakufu's delayed chi attacks, where she focuses her chi onto a person's body, and then the attack takes effect when the person's guard is down. Ryomo had nice submission moves that look so deadly and hard to get out of. There is so much tension to these fights because characters actually get killed during battles. That really shocked me. I thought this would be like a sports competition, but it was really fights to the death. It made this anime much more exciting to see with such high stakes. Throughout the anime, Hakufu's hidden power continues to grow and manifest, and I was excited to see how powerful Hakufu would be once the dragon in her takes over. Another thing I liked about the fights was that the fights were so unpredictable. Hakufu didn't win certain fights that I expected her to win. I liked that it wasn't so predictable. Much better than Fairy Tail, where characters win due to the power of friendship. The plot was entertaining to watch because so many characters had a master plan to control all the schools, and was intriguing to see. I really wanted to see what all their master plans were. Each of them made impressive power moves so that they could have control over the schools. It was entertaining seeing characters try to change their fates and not share the same fate as the warrior whose soul is in their sacred bead that they hold. I talked so much about how impressive the fights were and how impressive the plot was as well. I'm just now talking about the ecchi scenes. I wasn't expecting Ikki-Tosen to have good fights and a good plot. The ecchi scenes were boring to watch. The scenes were basically girls' clothes ripping off during battle, and there were pain shots as well. There was one scene that shocked me, which was the scene where one of the guy characters did something so explicit it couldn't be shown on screen. You could only see the girl's reaction. You couldn't see what the guy was doing. But other than that, the ecchi scenes were pretty mediocre. I just don't get why they couldn't include more ecchi scenes that could be shown on screen. I wanted to see Koken get intimate with Hakufu. There were a couple of negatives about the show. The antagonist of the show has so much great build up to his character, but the only fight he was in was so disappointing to watch. His fight was so short and had such a disappointing outcome. He barely fought at all. We didn't get to see much of his amazing techniques. And Hakufu didn't even get to fight him. They talked so much about the fate of fighters in the show, but there was not one flashback of the warriors that they keep referring to. I know almost nothing about the warriors that fought during the Romance of the Three Kingdoms era. I was just so confused whenever the characters talked about these warriors. It would have been nice to see a flashback, so that I could understand what they were talking about. Koken was such a disappointing main male character. He kept talking about protecting Hakufu, but he just kept getting beaten up by villains and Hakufu kept having to save him. I wasn't a big fan of the characters in the show. Kokin was a worthless main character that was practically useless during fights. He was also a generic nice guy. Hakufu was an annoying airhead that got on my nerves at times. Totaku was a cool villain. He was so crazy and heartless. I liked how calm he was, and how he didn't do evil things just for the sake of being evil. He had a goal that he wanted to accomplish. Saki was a pretty cool character as well. He really knew how to manipulate people, and it's so hard to tell what he was planning. I really wanted to see what his end goal was. The opening song for this anime series was pretty good. The ending song was average. The music for this anime series was nice. It made the fight scenes really intense. The animation style looked good for such an old anime series. The animation during fight scenes looked good as well. The characters' movements looked smooth. There wasn't any choppy animation. I do recommend watching this anime series if you like seeing martial arts anime series. It's pretty mediocre in terms of ecchi scenes. It really is Tenjo Tenge, but with fan service. I give this anime a 7 out of 10. So, that's all I want to talk about for today. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and please comment if you found anything interesting in the video.